Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to the Dabs of Reality show. I'm your host, Tom Crawshaw, as many of you should know by now. And today I'm going to answer this really interesting question of what is the true message from DMT? What is the real message that this substance is trying to communicate to us, and how does it impact our lives? And to be honest, this message is something that needs to be heard right now all across the world. So that's what we're going to get into in this video. But if you're watching this video and you've not hit that red subscribe button, what are you doing? Go ahead, click that button below. I know most of you watching this will have probably not clicked that button. Now, if you have something to share, maybe you've tried DMT, or maybe you have a story or some insight, please drop that in the comments below. I'm in there personally every single day interacting with you guys. And every now and then I put together videos where I take your stories and I narrate them and I add personal commentary. So maybe one of your stories will end up on this channel pretty soon. So anyway guys, let's get into the video. If there's something you like when you're watching this, just smash that like button, do us a favor and help us get this video out to more people on YouTube. Now, dimethyltryptamine, the spirit molecule, as some may say, is the active, psychoactive, psychedelic compound in ayahuasca, and it can be isolated and smoked and ingested through inhalation and IV through the pure compound of DMT, right? And if you're watching this and you've tried it, or if you've read reports of other people trying this substance, for me it was one of the first psychedelics that I had such an amazing, profound experience with. And as cliche and as cheesy as it might sound, it for sure changed my life. Now, I've already done a video on my DMT trip report, the first trip that I had. So if you want to dig into that, you can go ahead. I go into some of the science as well in my Brain On Drugs series. But in this video, I really wanted to jump into a pertinent question, a real message that I hear from a lot of people when they come out of a DMT trip. Now, I personally get this overwhelming sense of love, of connection. This idea that we just need to take a breath and relax and let go. And it's the paradox of letting go, but actually once we do that, we actually end up receiving all the things that we desire and that we've worked so hard for. Because right now the world is in a bit of a mess, and it's probably a good thing because it's waking a lot of people up. But unfortunately there is this conflict going on, this duality, this polarity of me versus them, of us versus them. And to be honest, that dynamic is a fallacy. There is no enemy. There is nothing else out there. Every other human that you see in your life, that you interact with, is just that. They're another human being just like you. And they have the same hopes, dreams, wishes, desires, fears, struggles that you do. I can guarantee it. Most people have very similar fears and very similar things that they want, right? Freedom, money, travel, family, all these things, right? But there is some faulty software that has seemed to have spread amongst the human population. And this is really around belief systems and identity. If you believe at the fundamental level that we are separate from all things, if you believe in this Newtonian materialistic model of the world, that each atom is separate and that there is no spirit, no consciousness, no underlying energy that unifies us all. That's on one side of the equation, and it's really interesting how today's series of events, how we've become so polarized that actually this dogmatic approach to science that was actually the commonly held view, which is now disintegrating. You can see how even from science we've been split apart in this theory of separation. So what DMT tries to teach us is that we are all connected, that the one thing that connects us all is this vibration of love, this energy of love. And when you start to break down your belief systems and open up to this idea of being connected to all things, to all beings, then you're going to have some massive shifts. When you look at a stranger in the street, and instead of labeling them a stranger, it's another human just like you that you've just simply not had the chance to say hello to. And the actual DMT trip experience itself, it gives you almost like a confirmation that there is some other kind of reality, some other kind of existence that we can experience. So whether your belief system has enabled you to accept the idea that everything is energy, everything is connected, and that indeed when we do go on a psychedelic trip that we are transported to this perhaps astral realm. And it's in this realm where we can interact with entities. And it's in this space that we look back and we realize that this physical world is not all there is. We don't buy into this world of separation, this Newtonian physics, the idea of Descartes saying that consciousness is a product of the mind rather than the mind being a product of consciousness. So this is some really exciting research that, to be honest, we're kind of on the frontier of right now. People have done their own experiments, and there is in fact a guy out there who has had, I think, 600 or 800 DMT experiences in about the space of 2 years. So pretty intense. He's learned a lot. His idea was, if I can access this reality and I can get comfortable with being in that space. And what he means by that is that when you take DMT for the first time, it's so intense. Everything is moving so fast. It's hard to really comprehend what is actually going on. Whereas if you were to have hundreds of different experiences, perhaps you might be able to somehow map the territory or get used to or comfortable with the experience so you can bring back more information. So anyway, guys, I've rambled on a little bit here. Hopefully you've got the core message that I'm trying to share here, is that DMT brings around this message of love, of connection, that we are all one. We are in this together. There is no separation. Separation is just an illusion. So the more you understand that, great, but the more you experience it on a visceral level through psychedelics, through having meaningful conversations and exchanges with other people. So I'm going to leave this one there, guys. What do you think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you agree with what I've just shared with you about DMT and about the situation in the world right now? Love to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments. I'm Tom Crawshaw, and catch you in the next one. Peace.